Never heard it, have you?
I don't.
yeah.
Maybe sing me a little bit.
Oh,
How's it go?
I said we wouldn't do that.
I just did though.
Okay, let's see if I can remember.
Just like a line.
She loved him like he was the last man on earth. Gave him everything she ever had.
I don't know if I know that song.
I do.
We're gonna pause here for a second.
I'm Teagan Littlechief, and this is another episode of the Sit Down Podcast.
Heck yeah. Welcome to those of you at home who are tuning in, and to those of you in house. Good to see a packed house here. Thank you guys. Thank you for coming. Absolutely, absolutely.
And thank you, Teagan, for making the track here, because we didn't really realize how far away you were from us.
It's a couple miles.
A couple miles.
Yeah.
So you're from, what's the name? How do you pronounce that again?
Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Oh, sorry, you were asking her.
Yeah, technically I'm from White Bear First Nations. It's Carlisle's like 20 kilometers away. I just say it because it's shorter.
Right. And so how long of a drive was that for you to get here today? Like time-wise?
5-ish hours.
Holy smokes, man.
Wow.
That's
well, thank you
yes,
for making that drive.
I genuinely appreciate that. Thank you so much. We're very honored to have you here. This is kind of a big deal for us to have somebody with as much talent as yourself to be here. Not saying that the past guests don't have talent or anything like that, but it was just phenomenal. You performed 3 songs for us here this evening, and I was sitting in the little corner here running the audio, and
I tried to get you not in the shot.
Yeah, I kid you not, man. My eyes were watering. Like there was almost tears coming down my face in one of those tracks. It was awesome. So you guys, please stay tuned. Those songs will be in this episode.
And I had to back up a little bit because she sings.
Oh, no doubt. How did you guys like the singing tonight? Wasn't that amazing? Hell yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great.
So how did we get here? How did we get the honor to get you on our show? Is that through Pinky?
That is through Pinky.
All right.
Through Black Mountain Media.
Yeah, she manages you, right?
Yes.
Is
As of this year.
Right. I was going to say that's something that's kind of relatively new, I guess, right?
Yeah, and like that's the thing is I've always wanted to be under her wing, but back in the day, I had many negative influences on my life, so I wasn't ready. And then this year I just kind of said, hey, Pinky, you want to take me on? And she goes, yes. I'm
Absolutely.
like, oh my God.
Right. She's
Nice.
She's a true gem, that one. Shout out to Pinky out there. We love ya. I'm very curious. So I don't know how familiar you are with us and the show and Funky Moose and all of the above, but our regulars know that I'm kind of like a metalhead. Like I love rock and roll, and growing up, like my mother actually sang country music. She helped with like the Country North Show in Prince Albert and all that kind of stuff. And I think because of that, growing up, I like really pushed country music away, you know, and maybe I think I leaned towards rock and metal just out of being rebellious, maybe. And in the recent years, you know,
rebellious?
Yeah, in the recent years, I've kind of like, you know, really got more of a passion for the art of music in general. It's not about genres. It's basically like if good music is good music, it's just good music. It doesn't matter race or gender, any of that. I'm just a fan of the art in itself, right?
Yep.
And that's the best thing about music is, you know, if you really are passionate about music, none of the genres matter. It's like you hear a good song on the radio or you hear a good song on your playlist and you're like, okay, let's repeat this. Let me get a feel for it again, and then you just go from there.
Exactly. And where I was going with that was like the power in your voice. Like, holy shit, girl. It's freaking amazing. And I think all the accolades, in my opinion, that you've received in the years are truthfully very well deserved and earned. So I applaud you. My hat is off to you. figuratively,
I was
of
just about to
course.
say, take it off then.
But yeah, no, it was great. So I really want to know more about you, because I really don't know much outside of you working with Pinky and the awards you've won, like that kind of stuff. But I really want to dive into like how it all started. Like how old were you when you started performing music?
I was very young. I sang around the house ever since I was little, like any normal performer. Singing around the house. My mom she used to have a tape of me singing, I think it was like Guns N' Roses or something, and I'm 2 or 3 trying to sing, and anyways, I go to play school, and I used to sing all the time in play school, and I never got teased or anything. And one day my play school teacher went to my mom and she says, "Can you please get Teagan in voice lessons?" And my mom never really thought anything about it. That's her story to tell. But from what I remember is being in voice lessons from the age of 5 to about 13 or 14. And like you, I grew up with a lot of genres, like anything from classical to heavy metal, like rock and everything. And so when I got into music lessons, I tried to learn piano. I don't play an instrument, FYI. I do not play an instrument. But I got into music lessons. I did festivals. I didn't really perform anything other than Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, music like that, because my mom always wanted to showcase it.
Right.
She's like, sing something higher. I'm like, how much higher can I go?
Heck yeah. When you were performing tonight too, I did have a thought. I was like, oh, this could be a question maybe of like, I don't know, just the notes that you were hitting and being able to hold them for that long. I was curious if like you had ever taken like any type of opera singing or anything like that, but you saying you took vocal lessons, I'm sure might be similar to that maybe?
It is. They teach you a lot in voice lessons. The lady that I went to, her name was Shirley Dahlgren, and she is the one that taught me, singing with your head voice, your throat voice, and then you sing from your diaphragm. So that's where I've been practicing over the years of which techniques go better with different songs and stuff.
Right.
Another thing I thought of, we've had this has come up a few times in past episodes too, is doing vocal warm-ups before a performance. And I actually noticed that you didn't do that tonight. You just jumped right, like that was all the songs you guys are seeing in this episode. That the take that you see is what she did. It was like one take, dove right in, and that's what we got here. It was like there was no editing there.
Well, she did have 5 hours to warm up in
That's true,
the car
the
here.
5-hour drive. Like, were you singing on the drive-in?
But I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was trying to practice it, and I was like listening to my songs like over and over and over. I'm like, oh yeah, that's how it goes.
Right.
Okay.
Heck yeah. So is that common for you? Like when you're going to perform, you're not doing any type of vocal warm-ups pre-gig or pre-show?
Yes and no. Most of the time, so the national anthem, that's my big thing. Usually with the national anthem, I will sing it once or twice in the car, especially if my son's with me, because he's heard it over and over and over. So if I look back and I sing it a couple extra times, he looks at me like, "Mom, stop." I'm like, okay.
Like, you got it, Mom. It's good. You got it.
And then if there's like a bigger performance, like 45 minutes or a 90-minute show, then I try not to do anything for a day or two before, just because
Give it some rest.
that 90 minutes takes a big toll on vocals. And at the end of a 90-minute show, I always find like I sound more Janis Joplin than anybody ever has.
Interesting.
I want to hear that.
Yeah. That's when you hit record. It's after the show.
So the anthem, is that something you do regularly? Because I know you did the 109th Grey Cup one.
Yes. So I got asked to do the national anthem for Saskatchewan Roughriders a number of years ago, and I'm pretty regular with that one. And then the Regina Pats, I was asked, oh my goodness, I think think my son might have been like 2 or 3 in there. And ever since then is like, I've been pretty regular with both the Regina Pats and the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And then also slowly starting to branch out. I did get to perform the Canadian national anthem for the Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks, I think, exhibition game back in 2007.
Okay.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's exciting
That's-
stuff. Is
yeah.
it, you don't have to answer this one, but I'm going to ask. Are those paid gigs? When you do those, when artists are doing those anthems before hockey games, football games, sports events, do they pay you for that? Or is that just quote unquote exposure for an artist? I have no idea.
With those, there's a lot of,
Red tape?
a lot.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I mean, they all have to each their own. Like they all have their pluses. So, let's just say that with the riders, I have a stockpile of jerseys that I love.
Right.
Absolutely love.
So they do pay you.
Yes,
Right on. Those jerseys better be autographed.
they will be.
They will be now. If they're not, they're sure shit gonna be now.
You should put your own autograph on there.
I should and sell it.
Yeah. There you go. eBay.
But like
here we
I
come.
was a part of the team too.
I love it.
Put on a song we can sing to, one that we sang, baby, back in the day. Let's hear one we can dance to, one that will chase our troubles away. We'll dance to the 2 and the 4. We've got nothing to lose. Who needs a dance floor? It's only me and you and a song we can sing to. And one that goes, hey, hey, baby, na, 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 na. Ain't this what love is all about? Hey, let's get a little bit wild. Life's too short to sit one dance out. We set the mood, we found the groove. I'm holding you to a song we can sing to. Remember the night that we met? The band started playing Brown Eyed Girl. We were young and cool and reckless. We didn't have a care in the world. We danced to the 2 and the 4. We've got nothing to lose. Who needs a dance floor? It's only me and you in a song we can sing to. Yeah, one that goes, hey, hey, baby, la, na, 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 na. Ain't this what love's all about? Hey, let's get a little bit wild. Life's too short to sit one dance out. We set the mood, we found the groove. I'm holding you to a song we can sing to. Na, 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 na. Dance to the 2 and the 4. We've got nothing to lose. Who needs a dance floor? It's only me and you and a song we can sing to. Yeah, one that goes, hey, hey, baby. Ain't this what love's all about? Hey, 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 let's get a little bit wild. Life's too short to sit one dance out. We set the mood, we found the groove. I'm holding you to a song we can sing to. To a song we can sing to. To a song we can sing to. Thank you.
Here's another question for you.
That's what we do.
Yeah, is
We
ask questions.
Yeah.
So when you, I clearly noticed that when you got here, you didn't really know what you were getting yourself into, and I could see like nerves and a bit of anxiety and stuff, which is normal. I've spoken to a lot of artists, and I see it frequently before they take the stage or perform or anything. But I was going to ask, compared to what you did tonight and playing to a packed arena of like doing the national anthem or something, is the level of anxiety and nerves leading into a show like that, is there a difference, or is it kind of like it's just on par with every gig? There's that buildup of nerves.
Honestly, singing in a smaller venue it gives me a little bit more anxiety, and like I said, it's because they're listening, and thank you for that. Compared to a bigger crowd, there's a smaller percentage that are actually paying full on attention until you open your mouth and start singing. So I mean, I said before when we were talking, was my focal point in all of my performances are my son Gabe, and when he's not with me, it's like I have to call him or just take a picture and be like, hey, just send it to me or something, you know. And he's my person, like he's my travel buddy, he's everything. And then it was actually just last month where we did an Edmonton trip, and it was in a bar, and he couldn't come with me, so he goes, well, I'll just stay with my Gugu and my Mushum. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good, because you couldn't come with me anyway. On the way home, he goes, I think I'm getting tired, Mom. I want to stay home. I miss hockey. I miss school. I miss my friends. I'm like, okay, done. So I didn't realize how much he brought my nerves down until I started coming out solo. It's like, oh my gosh, oh my God.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's you definitely stepped out and you had a little phone call with him before you did the performance here tonight. Did you end up FaceTiming with him?
No, I didn't.
I had suggested.
I noticed that the phone was on the table, and all of a sudden I was like, "Hey, she's singing."
Yeah, we had suggested that if she needed to, she could put him on a FaceTime. That way she could see his face as she was singing there. But you didn't have to, and you knocked it out of the park. So I'm still a little flabbergasted on how well that was. I'm truly amazed. It was freaking awesome.
Well, I've been following you recently on TikTok and Instagram and stuff, and you do a few songs there. So I kind of knew what was coming.
On TikTok,
because you do Celine Dion.
Yeah, I tried it.
What's your go-to Celine Dion song? Yeah,
I'm not gonna ask you now, but what if you're at some random party or whatever, and somebody says, "Hey, sing something." What's your go-to song?
Bobby McGee.
Okay.
Hey-o.
Yeah. So see, it's not the one that everybody thinks it's gonna be. It's that one, and then if there's any other one, it would be Martina McBride's "Broken Wing."
Okay.
Never heard it, have you?
I don't.
Maybe sing me a little bit.
Oh, how's it go? I said we wouldn't do that.
Oh, I just did though.
Okay, let's see if I can remember.
Just like a line.
She loved him like he was the last man on earth. Gave him everything she ever had.
I don't know if I know that song.
I do.
We're going to pause here for a second. You ever wait in anticipation for your song to play on the radio, knowing that it's been requested so many times, and you still can't get it on there? Check this out. Go to Funky Moose Radio, to the app, and scroll all the way down and hit the S button for the search engine. Type in the song that you want to listen to. Hey, Kemper, come here, buddy. Come here. What's the name of that song that reminds you of My Singing Monsters that you like?
Semi-climactic.
And boom, your song is played. So yeah, go to Funky Moose Radio and request a song. Stay tuned and enjoy.
Don't test me now.
I don't know if I know that one.
I do. Well, I don't know the words to it, but I mean, if your wife is a country
They're
fan,
gonna go home
Yeah.
and listen to it. I know it.
I'll spin it. I'll spin it after for sure.
No, you won't.
Let's talk about the songs that you did perform here tonight. What was it? The song that we led with was
A song we can sing to.
a song we can sing to. Can you tell us a little bit about that, like a little origin story of that?
So that one is actually written by Sean Hogan. So I really got into recording with Sean just pre-COVID there, and a song we can sing to was just released before at some point this year. My brain is a little foggy, but I really wanted to do it because I haven't really done any pickup songs in a long time. So a song we could sing to was my upbeat. I like slow, sad songs.
Right. And then
All
so
right.
this was like a change for
Yeah.
that to just kind of up tempo it a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah, man, the notes you're hitting. I think this whole episode I'm just gonna be in awe.
Yeah,
of-
remember those notes she sang?
Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. You did mention that you do not play any instruments. There was, I mean,
Neither does Christina what's her name?
Aguilera.
Aguilera. So that's okay.
I
So
thought she played piano.
Nah,
No?
I don't think so.
Okay.
She probably does.
I don't think
Probably.
so. I don't
But
think
you were gonna have. There was a little bit of a confusion, which is why you don't have your guitar player here with you this evening. So we kind of just, basically put the backing track up, and she sang to
Yep.
that and knocked it out of the park. But how is that for you as an artist who doesn't play an instrument in, like, I guess more, I don't want to say like in the industry world, but like when you're trying to get out there and you want to book shows and stuff, and people are looking for bands and all that kind of stuff, and or maybe a solo acoustic set or whatnot, is it difficult for you in booking shows because you don't play an instrument?
Yes and no. I do have a guitar player back home, but it's all about networking. I find now that, I have enough friends. I'm always going to point to the camera, by the way. I have enough friends that either do play or have bands that, maybe their guitar player is available. I just don't know anybody up this way yet, so maybe I can
Well,
find somebody.
Yeah. I was going to say we could have arranged something maybe, but that would have been last minute and then
I think the way we handled it, I think was
it's
It
perfect.
worked.
It
Yeah.
definitely worked.
But to answer your question, it does play. It has its negative impact
Right.
at times, because you go from being able to performing with a live band or an acoustic guitarist and going from there to having to sing to a track, whereas the track doesn't stop. I grew up singing with karaoke, so I kind of tried to leave that behind and did the band thing, and now like today was just a fine example of relearning again with the track to keep time, because with the band if you miss a spot, they keep playing until you jump back in. It's like, okay, good. But
Yeah.
with the track, it's like once you miss that spot, it's, oh, okay, well, there's
guess
no
we're skipping this.
yeah,
Yeah.
we're just gonna keep going.
That's true. Yeah, that not camaraderie, but the dynamic between the members on stage
Yeah.
feed off of each
Yeah.
other, basically.
But you didn't need to, like, you just sang the song in one shot. So you still remember your own words. So that's good.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were just like doing karaoke?
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda?
And that's how I treat it most of the time. Is just like, it's just karaoke. You're up here by yourself, all by your lonesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So you said you had before we started recording, you had a bit of a hiatus, a little bit. And then
Yeah.
when did you decide to get back into music, and how did that come about?
So I took a hiatus, and I'll give you a little reason why.
Okay.
I fell into active addiction, and I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. I was everything, and even more so after I had my son, and it just, my whole life was just negatively impacted, and I started burning bridges more than building anything with anybody. So before getting sober, I really wanted to take a break and, focus on me and focus on, trying to make up a little bit of time with my son. So once I got sober, I really focused on, I lied on that part. I got into a relationship. I did what in the program we call 13 stepping, and it was not it was probably the worst relationship I've ever been in. And after I left him, I really focused on music. And I really, put my nose to the grindstone and just really focus. And, that's when Sean had reached out to me and we recorded Vulnerable. And from there, it was like, this is what I love. This is the feeling I love. And, it's been like 7 years now. Oh, no, 5 years. Sorry. 5 years. And I haven't stopped. Like, I just, like, one thing after another. I'm learning how to write songs. If anybody ever looked at my voice notes on my phone, they'll say, what, you have 600? And that's on my old phone. I had to buy a new phone.
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, that little hiatus really pushed me to get more into my music. So
Cool.
Heck yeah.
So she's a voice note girl.
Yeah. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
is there?
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
it's
yeah.
you'd be maybe you wouldn't be surprised, but 9 out of 10 of the artists that we get to hang out with are like have hundreds if not thousands of voice notes on there. They'll be doing whatever it is they do during the day, and there's an idea, and they'll put it down on a note.
And it's always driving.
Yeah. And it like sits there for could be years before they start back up again, and I could use that there.
Yeah.
And who did we record with recently that doesn't do that?
Was
It's
it
like,
Lexi?
I think so. She has something in the moment, and if she decides, this is not it, delete. Gone.
We even talked to an artist who like writes everything down on sticky notes and sticks them so you go to her house and there's sticky notes all over the fridge, all over the wall, and it's like just song lyrics here and there.
And
And
I like
starts
that idea.
piecing them together.
and then she'll piece them together, and that's how she creates her music. I thought that was a different one.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine all those damn sticky notes everywhere.
Okay, I'm done with this one. I'm
Yeah.
done with
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And okay, so switch gear. Oh,
Well,
actually,
vulnerable. We were on vulnerable.
Yes.
So let's talk about that a little bit more, so that then we'll roll into that one.
okay.
So there's actually a line in that song. How did it go again? Something about having the strength to be vulnerable. Can you maybe speak on that specific line a little bit more than that?
How about the whole song
or-
and that line?
like explaining that? Like, what does that mean to have the strength to be more vulnerable?
When I was asked to re-record it, I did record it a number of years ago. But when Sean reached out and wanted me to re-record it, I listened to it over and over and over, and then I wasn't ready at the time until I really sat down and listened to the song. Like, I had to listen to myself sing it and be like, why do I want to be in music? And I found myself so guarded, like just walls up, as I just left this crazy relationship. I just left, I'm newly sober. I was 2 years sober, and I'm like, I'm scared. Like, I don't know how to let my walls down anymore. I don't know how to be protective of myself and my son, and at the same time be a human being, and at the same time be who I want to be. And then after listening to Vulnerable, I was like, okay, I think it's okay to be human. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be scared. And it's, but it's also amazing, and it's okay to be happy at the same time. It's like, you're human. So
Beautiful. Here's Vulnerable from Teagan Littlechief, you guys.
Polished as a driftwood, she collects along the beach. Oh, dancing as a moonlit surf, always rolling out of reach. It's a deep desire, though her heart's not in control, no. To strike a fire and then find the strength to be vulnerable once again. To be vulnerable, if she could only find the strength to be. She can't count the time she's wondered why it is that she don't leave. Maybe all the water and the West Coast rain does all the crying that she needs. There was a time she stole the embers, smoke signal she could read, and now hope lies in the mystery. If she could only find the strength to be vulnerable once again, to be vulnerable. If she could only find the strength to be. Oh yeah. Or maybe sometime, somewhere down the road, she will see she has what it takes to grow. Until that hurry that she may never understand just what it is that will free her soul, free her soul. So polished as a driftwood, she collects along the beach. Well, dancing as a moonlit surf, always rolling out of reach. It's a deep desire, though her heart's not in control, no. Well, hey, she's gonna burn that fire. She can find that strength to be vulnerable once again, to be vulnerable. If she can find the strength to be vulnerable, yeah, girl. When she finally finds the strength to be vulnerable, yeah, girl. When she finally finds the strength to be. Oh, yeah.
So let's talk about awards. So you got the SCMA
Yes.
Country Indigenous.
Saskatchewan Country Music Indigenous Artist of
Yeah,
the Year.
that's what SCMA
Yeah,
is.
yeah, I know, but the way you...
anyways.
Yeah.
Yes. So you got that 2 years in a row. Sorry. But what intrigues me more is that thing you got from the Queen.
Wait,
Yes.
what?
Yeah,
Did I miss something here?
you did. Actually, she didn't miss it, but we were sitting at the
we
table.
were reading stuff.
Was I smoking? Was I outside
You were,
smoking?
yeah.
I went
Yeah.
for a cigarette.
But I was reading up on her, and she you'll have to explain what it is. But it's
Please fill me in.
So it was last year. I got a letter in the mail from, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like the provincial, the smaller people.
The RM?
Yes.
Okay.
I got a letter from the RM, and they were doing like nominating all these people for the last Queen Jubilee medal, Platinum Jubilee medal.
Right.
And so I got the letter, and they're like, "We'd like to invite you out. You've been nominated for this medal." And I'm like, "Oh, cool. For what though?" And it was like right after like the Grey Cup and everything, and I'm like, "Okay, well, I didn't think too much of it because I was still foggy from Grey Cup and everything."
Right.
And so they sent out another letter saying, "Okay, this is where you have to be, just bring your family, bring everybody." I walk into Arcola, and Arcola is a town, by the way.
Okay. I was like, am I the only one?
I walked into their big hall, and it was packed. Like, there were so many Jubilee winners that I was like, wow. And I got one. Mine was specifically for art. So being honored with that, I was like, okay, this is way cooler than cool because it's the Queen's last Jubilee. And I'm like, that is sweet. So I got it hanging up beside my son's hockey stuff.
Holy smokes.
And it's a big one, right?
Yeah.
And so when was this? Like last year?
It's
this
sarcasm because it's about yay big.
Actually, no, it's like this.
Right?
Yeah,
Like
it's a good size. It's like a medal. Like it even comes with like the little pin and everything.
Did you ever get it like valued?
No.
I wonder.
That's sentimental value.
Well, it definitely does.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Big things come in small packages, right? Maybe.
Okay.
Anyway. I did have another question about, I don't know if we can talk about this, but we were discussing earlier at supper time about industry, I guess maybe changes in the industry from when you started to what the industry is like today. You know what I mean? And I
remember now.
For somebody who's been in the quote unquote business as long as you have, can you maybe name some major differences that you've seen from when you first started and you were performing to like 2023 today, and like how with social media and all that kind of stuff, differences that are out there?
So back when I very first started, the only way you got performances were if you went out and performed and somebody saw you. And they invited you to their community, and, it was kind of like networking like that. Whereas after I took my hiatus, I come back to the music, and I found that there was so much more. Like, you had to be on social media. It feels like you have to be constantly on social media. It feels like you need 100 million followers just to get anywhere. There's streams now that I never realized. Like you said, it was kind of like you have to have thousands of streams just to get paid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, this, if
Sucks.
anybody, I hate to say it, but it kind of does. So, I mean, in order for an artist like me who's kind of just making their way back out the gate again, it's like, okay, so I need merchandise. I need, people don't listen to them anymore, but I want CDs because there's still CD players out there. There's honestly still tape players, but I don't want.
Yeah.
I would like to have a tape, just so you know. There's like merchandise. There's other types of merchandise that I know that artists make more money off of rather than just streams. And when we talked about followers, that's kind of scary because what if a majority of my followers are from
Indonesia.
Yeah, like somewhere far,
India.
far away that I can't get to. Like
Yeah.
I can't go and perform to right now. And my big thing is like I want to start where I'm from and branch out that way. Like I've never been here, so I mean to drive out to the middle of Saskatchewan.
Yeah. You were
Middle
gonna
of
say.
nowhere.
You
Go
were gonna
ahead.
say. You can
Okay.
say butt fuck up. And butt fuck Saskatchewan.
and like just coming out and seeing this beautiful little town, and I'm like, okay, see, this is where you build your fans. Like this is where you meet people. This is where the beautiful people are in the province, are in the little towns, and that's what I believe as a new out of the gate.
Not there are no nice, beautiful people in cities.
In the
but
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean there's beautiful people in the cities too.
I definitely agree with you from I guess maybe a fan's perspective as well. Like you said, we're out here in the middle of nowhere in Saskatchewan, and we're the ones that are driving into the city to see our artists
Yeah.
performing. So to have the artists recognize that and be willing to come out here, and it's like that reciprocating support
Yeah.
kind of thing, and
Yeah.
and I think that's gonna go a long flippin' way, because people. I'm not like you go to a city of 30,000 people. Those 30,000 people aren't gonna be all wanting to go to the show, but you go to a rural community of maybe 400 or 500 people, and the chances
and
of
half
you
of them show up here.
and well, that exactly right. But you know what I mean. The odds of you getting those 400 or 500 people to pack the local hall or
Yeah.
gymnasium or whatever are more likely to have. Like you could probably sell more tickets in a rural Saskatchewan than you can in Saskatoon, Regina, Prince Albert, whatever it may be.
And that's
So-
how I see it too. It's like I love singing for the people. Like it just smaller communities. It's because not everybody can get to the city, and that's the thing is like not everybody has social media. Not everybody's online constantly. So I
Right.
mean, being invited to a smaller community it's so much fun.
It's more like not. I don't want to say face to face.
More personal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely more
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah.
Very good, very good. Well, and so what was the third song again? The title of
Heartbreak song.
Heartbreaks. Can we talk about that a little bit?
About the heartbreak or the song?
Maybe both.
It could be both. So with Heartbreak song, it's another Sean Hogan. Like all the songs I've done are Sean Hogan.
Who
And
is Sean Hogan?
Sean Hogan is a writer that was in Saskatchewan but moved out west to BC. He's well known. You can look him up on Sirius.
Sean, we need to talk.
Yeah. And
Shout out to Sean.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't, for his boost in the songs. But when he introduced me to Heartbreak, that's again, it was right after my
Some heartbreak.
Yeah, yep. Let's go with that. And it just felt really close to home with everything that with the words. So originally it was a duet, and because Nathan Cunningham is the duetter or duet is the person
The other half.
the
of
other
it.
half of the song. He lives out in Alberta, and so it kind of makes it a little difficult to get from there and call him out and
Right.
come sing the song for me in the public eye. But so I just kind of started singing it on my own, and it just when I get into it, it's like, oh my gosh, why?
Yeah. Right. Well, here it is for you guys. Hope you enjoy.
Don't feel like talking to nobody. I'm too tired of trying to explain. someone, your whole world's just been shattered. I don't say a word when they ask me what's the matter. Only the lonely really know the pain. When you've lost that loving feeling and it's gone, gone, gone. Love hurts. It's a wicked game. And from the tracks of my cheeks, you get down, somebody's down, somebody wrong. And tonight, I just might fall to pieces, just like one of those lost and lonely people that's living in a heartbreak song. That's living in a heartbreak song. Yeah. In that world of tears and a whiskey, the saddest words have all been said. If you really want to know just how far I have fallen, you've just got to punch a quarter in that jukebox on the wall. Only the lonely really know the pain. When you've lost that loving feeling and it's gone, gone, gone. Love hurts. It's a wicked game. And from the tracks of my tears, you get down, somebody's down, somebody wrong. And tonight, I just might fall to pieces, just like one of those lost and lonely people that's living in a heartbreak song. Oh yeah, living in a heartbreak song. I know one day I'll look back and I won't cry, but that's a long, long way from the way it feels tonight. Only the lonely really know the pain. When you've lost the feeling and it's gone, gone, gone. Love hurts. It's a wicked game. And from the truth of my tears, you get down, somebody's down, somebody wrong. And tonight, I just might fall to pieces, just like one of those lost and lonely people that's living in a heartbreak song. Oh yeah.
How did you meet Sean?
You know what? We've never met. Well, we met on Zoom, but we've never met in person.
In person.
Yeah.
Okay. So these songwriting sessions, I guess, you're just going back and forth on lyrics, or
No, so Sean wrote all these songs,
okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
and he so we record at JJ Voss's place.
Yep.
And he'll tap in through Zoom. Is that what they call it? Tap in?
Sure.
Yeah.
We do
And so we'll just record that way. And there's a little bit of a delay, but I mean other than that it works.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to JJ.
Yeah. We gotta have him. We've had him on the show before too.
Yeah.
JJ, we're doing these in person now, so consider
Yeah.
this an invitation to come out to the middle of nowhere. Heck yeah. Any hard hitting questions for this lady?
No.
I have
Right.
one.
Sure.
How long have you guys been doing
Funky Moose. I thought you were going to say, how long have you guys been gay? Say, we're not.
I know you guys are married.
Yeah.
Business marriage.
Yeah.
But I mean, how long have you guys been working together?
Working together? We don't work together.
We've been friends
I wouldn't call
since
it
about 2011.
Something like that. Well, kind of. I met you, I think it was clearly the year you moved here. I don't know how long you were here for before we met.
We moved here in 2008.
So I think it was around then
9, yeah.
when we met.
Something
But
like that.
actually, like being affiliated, like business-wise,
Yeah.
was pre-pandemic. I think maybe the year before that. Like, so...
So I started Funky
Yeah.
Moose Records in 2015.
Oh, nice.
And fast forward to 2020?
I want to say
Late-
like 2018.
Late 2019 it was.
Yeah.
Because it was before the pandemic. I wanted to start a podcast because that was the thing to market your business at that point. Joel was watching a lot of comedy podcasts, so he's
Still
a fan
do.
of podcasts.
Still do.
So it was like we kind of pitched it to each other, like, should we start a podcast? Because I'm sure we can do this. And then, so the running joke is that I wanted to start a podcast to market the business, and he wanted to start a podcast to get famous.
To be famous.
One of those things happened.
And that's...
And then, we kind of just grabbed the camera, put it on a tripod. We opened up our laptops and started talking about headlines in the music industry. Didn't read the article because that was not important. And then we gave our opinions.
Yep.
Nice.
So that's how it started, and then just over the years evolved into this.
Yeah, we started Moosefest because of the podcast.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. hey?
The hosting the open stages.
Started because
You
of the
started
podcast.
the radio station.
Radio station, yep. Did
Yeah,
the marketing,
it's all, I mean, even though things are named different things like the Sit Down podcast and Funky Moose Radio and Capital Open Stage and whatever it is, it's all under the Funky Moose Records umbrella. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're all just different branches, but it's us. It's all the same stuff. It's just different lanes.
Like
kind
a
of
tree.
Different branches on the same tree.
Think
That's-
Red Bull. Red Bull sells energy drinks, but they're in sports. They're in
Yeah.
DJing stuff, and
And as I guess a similarity with if I was to compare with as you being an artist, us as well hasn't brought in a nickel. of
No.
money. So
No.
we do it all out of passion and love and admiration and respect for you artists. And if it's anything that we can do to try and help promote that artist, like that's enough for us. That's why we're doing it. We're such fans of the music and the arts that we're just like, we want to get to know you guys more, and we want to do anything in our power possible to just give it another little bump or like, and if people are taking focus on us, that's great for you, because it's not about us at all. It's about you guys as the artists. We're just trying to help give that extra push, because we know it isn't easy.
Yeah, and that's that's why I love music, is because I just love doing it.
Yeah.
It's not only like the being singing in front of people. It's the fact that I get to meet new people and make new friendships with everybody.
Absolutely.
And would I get paid in at some point? Probably, but
you get
I
paid
mean,
in jerseys.
yeah, I mean, I got jerseys now. But I mean, to have that exposure is just, it's fun. I love it. I just can't get over the feeling. Like I would make the drive, as you can see,
5 hours.
Absolutely.
To be on
Absolutely.
podcast, yeah.
That's like
just to try something new and meet new people. I mean, who would have said Teagan Littlechief would show up in, what is it,
Bellevue.
Bellevue.
Yeah, she doesn't even know the
See,
right? That's how small this town is.
And you know what? That's how we've been able to build the little family, or I guess big family, we've been able to in the last 4 years of doing this. It's like that reciprocating encouragement and support that we give you guys are giving it back to us, and it just keeps growing. And that camaraderie aspect that we have here in Saskatchewan, I think, is like no other.
Yeah.
I
don't
think so too.
I
Yeah.
don't think
Yeah.
Manitoba's. I mean, they might be trying to do it, but it's not on the same level as.
Yet. I mean, they're
Yet.
trying.
They're not
I-
trying yet.
I'm dead serious on that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying there isn't that camaraderie aspect in other provinces. I'm just saying it's not near as close to the level that Saskatchewan's at.
Especially in Bellevue.
Yeah,
That's right.
heck yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So with that,
We're gonna have to let you go because we got the signal that camera's gonna die out here.
so please tell the people at home where they can find you on social media, the thing that you really love.
So you can get me at Teagan Littlechief on Instagram, Facebook, Linktree, I believe that's somewhere in my profile. TeaganLittlechief.com. Anything that says Teagan Littlechief music is where I'm at.
Hell yeah! I want you
Sweet.
to know, Teagan, that we do have an open door policy here for you. You are officially part of this herd now. So if there's ever anything you need from us, if we can help you, we will. If you want to come back, shoot the shit with us, or come back on the show, the door is wide open. You come back anytime.
All right.
Anytime. We love you,
Well,
girl.
thank you. It's been very welcoming.
Awesome. Thank you very
Perfect.
much.
Thank you guys at home, and thank you to those of you in house. Appreciate you all.